So I'm back from yet another hiatus from YouTube. I didn't post for 2.5 months. But over the summer, I was very, very busy. I created 3 books. I'm currently working on my fourth one. That should be done this month in August. I just have to make a few more videos for that one. And then after that one, I should be done for a while, right? My brain's kind of fried, honestly, and you're gonna see why. So my first book is called How to Create or Become a Pressure Heavy Wrestler and Why You Will Want to. And there's 18 QR codes embedded inside. So as you're reading the book, you have instant access of knowing exactly what I'm talking about. So on the inside, it looks something like this, where you have me talking as if I'm there coaching you, and then you have a QR code, right? And it's very basic, and a lot of the videos are videos that are posted like solely for the video, or it'd be if I already posted a video describing what I'm talking about, I wasn't gonna make another one, so I just used that same video, right? And it is very in depth, and it's no fluff at all. Right? I wasn't gonna create a 100-page book for the sake of it. This book is like 50 pages, and I mean, this is better than any camp you will ever get, any individual course you will ever buy. But the reason why I kind of obsessed over this system that I've been curating for the past 3-4 months is because it doesn't require any naturally gifted attributes from the athlete, right? You don't have to have crazy cardio like an Austin DeSanto, Bo Bassett. Maybe if you want to throw like David Taylor in there, right? Because even though you're pushing the pace when you're pressuring, it's not like you're pushing the pace insanely, right? You're standing in face. And when you watch the videos within the book, you know exactly what I'm talking about. If you want a better idea of what I'm talking about, look up my Marcus Blaze breakdown of his district finals match. District finals, I know he ends up wrestling the same kid in the state finals in Ohio. So pretty decent wrestler, and you'll kind of have an idea of what I'm talking about. But there's so many things that we cover in this book. I mean, just reading the chapters really quickly, the difference between pressure and pace, how to properly pressure forward, the predictable reactions from your opponents and how to exploit them, the most underrated category of takedowns in American wrestling culture. I apologize. Skills you need to develop to implement this style. Why this style of wrestling is the most effective for both the talented and less gifted wrestler. That's chapter 6. How beach wrestling can help your folk style and freestyle. Beating the hands. Beating the hands is a position I've been obsessed with, which I will get into my second book, but this is the position where you have their hands to the mat. Get their hands to the mat. How to get the most out of your live matches. Drills you should use. A list of my favorite matches that highlight pressure and pace. And I don't know if I mentioned, there's 18 QR codes in this book. I did mention that. Okay, I've started and restarted so many times I didn't exactly remember. But yes, this book is jam-packed with information. All right. Then you have my second book, Making Leg Attacks as Low Risk as Possible. So this book was a surprise to you, and it was a surprise to me. So I was actually in the middle of making what was supposed to be my second book, now my third book, Master the Cross Risk, which is available on my Shopify store, earnyourgold.store. The link will be in the description. So that's available too. I just haven't got my own physical copy in the mail yet because I just finished it not too long ago. But then I was obsessing so much over this position and getting people this information that I ended up making this book in the middle while I was making that one and ended up finishing it. And this book has double the QR codes as this one. This one has 36 QR codes inside, right? Because I had to make so much new content to properly cover this. You know, I reused a lot of videos I already had because this goes over everything when it comes to making leg attacks as low risk as possible. Subtitle, How to Minimize Counter Offense and Reattacks. How to become an offensive machine without becoming a defensive liability. Very important. So to go through the chapters on that, you have chapter 1, the obvious, improving timing, setups, and positioning. I just kind of cover that, just cover my bases, just in case there's newer wrestlers buying the book. Chapter 2, turn your opponent's semi-offensive actions into your level change. I already have so many videos made for this, right? Shooting off their fake, shooting off their snap, shooting off their club, shooting off their wrist roll, shooting off of anything they do in an offensive manner, using it as your level change. They do not react to it as quickly as normal, right? That's how Ishmael Muzakayo's sprinter shot is even made. Like, you watch that, it's always off his opponent's snap, right? His opponent will snap him in some kind of way. Wrist snap, overhook snap, does not matter. And then he will use that because When you level change, they see it as your defensive reaction. I have so many videos on that. That's chapter 2. Chapter 3, you don't have to hit your knee. As you guys know, I have been talking about beach wrestling quite a bit. That was my last couple of videos before I left for the summer. And it's just true that my guys are noticing that if you properly hand fight and you can have footwork and cover distance with your feet, a lot of times snatch singles are available. And those attacks are a lot lower risk. And again, this book is about making leg attacks as low risk as possible. No one's really down block rear attacking against a snatch. No one is sprawling on you when you properly try a snatch. It's kind of like a free attack almost. Chapter 4, get off the train tracks. Everybody can move forward. We do heel, toe, knee, whatever you call it. Heel, toe, knee, step, knee, step. I don't care what you call it, but you can move forward all day long. Lateral movement in general, across the board, is trash. It's just not something that we work on. And if you do work on it, the ratio of you working on moving in a straight line versus moving laterally is not even close. And that skill is just as important, if not more important, than being able to move forward and creating this position. A lot of people, funny enough, today, I just came from a camp today with Nathan Tomasello, and he showed overtie snap. He brought up Cal Snyder, who, when I made my overtie snap video, obviously I included him and Jason Noth. Funny enough, Noth is going to be at the camp tomorrow, right? So the two main overtie snap guys that I learned from, obviously now Ono is super good at overtie snap, but Ono just kind of hit the scene last year. So, all right, I already made videos about that. But as I was saying, before I kind of got distracted, this position right here, he showed it, and guys were waiting for people to come up because they have to go underneath. They have to go forward. So you have this guy in this super vulnerable position. And besides going around him, right, when he can't even see where you're going, and you can change directions really easily from this position. You can make him go this way, that way. Very safe position to be in. You want him to come back up, recover his stance, be in a little bit of a better stance. I'm not saying he's in a great stance when he comes back up, but he's in the better stance than this right here. And then go underneath them. When all his defense is there, you're under his hips. He can sprawl, all those different things, because that's all guys are taught to do. And in this book, we go over that, about moving laterally. You have to be able to move side to side. Ono, David Carr. I just posted a video of Gable Stevenson yesterday going over this. How he's so good at creating this position and moving to the side. Very safe attack. Yeah. Develop elite shot recovery. Now, I have been obsessed with shot recovery for forever because I've always known that a lot of wrestlers who are not offensive, part of it is cardio, of course, and another part of it is just not wanting to give up points. A lot of guys, they start shooting, they give up constant go-behinds, and you just kind of see the life leave their eyes a little bit, right? Like, they just end up becoming very defensive because, like, why am I putting in effort just for the other guy to get points? And so I was obsessed with, okay, you get stuck in the front headlock, you short drag, you dump. People who've been following my page for a long time know I have posted entire videos on that series. I have an entire playlist on my page of that series on when you get stuck in the front headlock. Also, when you get stuck in on the leg and you get extended, right, that S grip. I've made multiple videos about that. Levi Haynes, Ahi Valencia, all these guys. I made multiple videos, including them, about that S grip, about how you can definitely get a stalemate here, right? 9 times out of 10, like it feels so comfortable. But not only that, you can still score from this position, even when you're extended out. Jake Woodley, right? That's what I'm thinking about. That was my first S grip video guy, and he remains to be the best guy at it. He would just get underneath, get extended, and still score on a consistent basis against All-American, D1 All-American level wrestlers. And the develop elite shot recovery, and just having various takedown options. If you only have one option, guys can easily prepare for it. And if they're better prepared for what you can do, if they can better predict what you're going to do next, then it's a little bit easier for them to defend it. Not necessarily, right? But having multiple options, right? Less predictable means that they can prepare not quite as good, which means that it's a little bit safer to attack them. If you have 4 or 5 different options, then you keep them guessing, right? They can't just easily, I'm going to defend this. And then now you have to force that attack even though it's not there. And that's when you end up messing up. You end up forcing attacks that aren't there. So these are 2 or 3 of the books currently available. You can check those out. And didn't look at that one. This one, it looks the same on the inside, right? You see, and then you have the QR codes throughout the book. I mean, when you can, this is wrestling has never seen anything like this because nobody is crazy enough to make that many videos and then put it into a book, right? We've had a lot of courses and all of those things. My academy is still available. I swear I'm gonna like update that and do all those things with it. Yes, the 10 courses are still available. I had shot 2 extra ones. I want to post more in the community. It's just a lot being solo. But yes, that is still available. And these books are great. You compare the price of one of these books, and the books just feel so real, right? Like you have this forever. I feel like people are just more likely to kind of keep it on them, keep it somewhere accessible. I had one guy say he's already read the first one twice, and he's waiting for the season to start to implement it. But it's like you grab it. All right, cool. Like, what's this video kind of? And if you're a coach, man, or if you're a dad, I mean, when you scan the QR code, it takes you to a YouTube video. You can send that YouTube video to your kid. You can send that YouTube video to an athlete or show it, put on the TV in your room. I've had a few coaches message me that they got TVs in their room and they're showing videos from my YouTube channel and things of that nature. I don't think they're showing videos from my Instagram. So yeah, videos from my YouTube most likely. And it's just really nice. So I'm very proud of these. It took me a very, very, very a lot of hours to make it. I shouldn't say a long time because I kind of made them kind of fast, but a lot of hours, like 12-hour days, just making videos. But the good thing about books is once you have them forever, right? Like I don't have to make them again. These are great books, and these will be timeless books. The techniques in these books, 50 years from now, will still be very relevant. I don't see this changing at all with how detailed it is, how high level it is. Obviously, wrestling's going to change a bit. We know this, right? I mean. Right, but you get the point. You get the point. I'm starting to ramble, but yes, I'm excited about these books. I promise to you, if you're thinking about, I don't want to buy all 3, just buy one. Just buy one, and once you buy one, you will come back for the other 2 or 3, depending on when you come back, because you will say this is an insane amount of value for what he's charging. But I'm not about to charge $100 for a book. Books are $20, $25, $30. So that's the cost of the book, and you can go down in the description. Go to the Shopify store and look at that. Thank you for staying if you stayed this long to the video. I know you're a big supporter of mine, and I will see you guys in the future on future videos.